$71,606. Welcome to the bull market. Welcome to these parabolic moves that are starting right now in crypto. And if you've been in there in the bear market and you're sitting there now and seeing your bags grow, your money growing, your crypto portfolio growing, congratulations to you. The people who also sat through those fear, uncertainty and doubt have just made it. Bitcoin surpasses all-time high, is on the way up. And I said this yesterday in this video, that once we go surpass that all-time high, it's the land of unknown, and that is where we can start making those 20% gains on Bitcoin, because it could come very quick, and it is starting to move now. And a lot of traders are trying to get one step ahead of what BlackRock are going to be doing, because no doubt BlackRock will be buying more Bitcoin, and so will all the other institutions as well. And we know for a fact there's other institutions who are a bit hesitant, are desperate to get into the market now. So, and obviously another sign is that retail are coming back, and they've started to come back fairly slowly, but it's starting to gather pace, and that means more FOMO, that means more buying pressure, and that means I won't be shorting or anything like that anytime soon. But don't forget, you could get wicks. But before I start, in this video, we're going to cover Bitcoin, Crypto.com, Cronos as always. But before I start, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It's always much appreciated. So like I just said, it was 71,600. It is now 71,500. So it's the volume has come up. The volume is at 71.69%, and the market cap is up by 2.41%. So the market cap is sitting now at $1.4 trillion, and we're basically sitting at a market cap for the whole time market at $2.7 trillion. And we can see here on the charts here, this is on the daily, we had that strong momentum push to the upside, that strong buy signal with the plus sign there, a big strong up, the friendly trend. We've got the smart trail there pushing up. We surpassed the all-time high now, and we've created support above the all-time high on the weekly chart. You can see again on the 4-hourly chart, we've got that smart trail from Luxalgo pushing back up. We've got a strong reversal signal here on Luxalgo as well. And basically we got that strong buy order with the plus sign pushing us straight up, because over the weekend we started to come gradually down on Sunday. We wicked out, and this is where you've got to be careful in this bull market. If you're a short-term trader and you're a leverage trader, you've got to be careful. As we move up, there's going to be wicks to the downside and strong pushes back to up to the upside as well. So if you're a short-term trader and you're buying on leverage, just be aware you can get wicked out at any point in time. But for me, I have no problem. I'm a long-term holder of various altcoins, and a long-term holder of Bitcoin. So I'm not really too bothered about the wicks. Some people might find that buying opportunities, because again, you can see here on the 4-hourly, we've got a wick here, and we got another wick here to the downside, and then strong push up. And again here, got that wick, straight V-shaped recovery. Again, wick down, V-shaped recovery, and we've surpassed that all-time high, and momentum is building. And don't forget, like I said, retail is starting to come back. I'm not really seeing anything like on the news channels or anything like that, seeing little bits and bobs, but I think once we get to a certain level in this bull market, I think some big moves are going to be coming in terms of retail coming back. And we can see that when I showed you Crypto.com and the amount of people are looking at the app to buy it. That means retail are starting to look at crypto again, and they're starting to come in, because we could see here that we've got like Willy Woo here is also saying here on an hour ago, he says, obviously follow Willy Woo, he's been in Bitcoin, he's been in crypto for many years, he's an OG, he's been at the early stages of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, he says here, at 71k, puts us here in visual of the upper and lower band models. The upper bound right now is at 337k. So this bull market is still early, equivalent to a 20k of last cycle. Last cycle didn't hit the upper bound due to the flood of paper Bitcoin. This is the last dominant in the cycle. So he's right now looking at 337k. And he also says here they're on chain supply liquidity, tracking the movement of the highly liquid coins on Glassnode. Available coins to buy are being scooped up, and the supply is dwindling. And that's why I said in the last video that Bitcoin and all the other institutions and retail as well in Wales, they're all buying this Bitcoin on the OTC. And now what's happening is it's starting to dry up. So where did it go? They have to go to spot. And when they buy spot, what happens? It pushes the price up further. So you just got to be aware of that. He says here also, the only bit of caution to know is the SOPR, a measure of profit taking in a network, is near peak levels. Once it rolls over, we can expect a period of consolidation. It hasn't peaked, but consolidation is due soon. And in my opinion, when that consolidation happens and the dominance starts to come down very gradually, that's when the real altcoin season is going to start. And that's when we're going to see this start from turning to red to turning to green. So this is on the hourly at the moment for altcoins. We're starting to see it's slightly red because obviously what we find in here is Bitcoin is taking the dominance here. The Bitcoin is the one at the moment what's being concentrated on. But like everything, it will take its turn. We will get at some point that altcoin season that is going to be explosive because that liquidity will follow down into Bitcoin, Ethereum, higher caps, lower caps, and micro caps. So you just got to bear that one in mind. It will happen. Another day though, on the daily chart, we can see Floki's up by 15, PIF is up by 19, Theta is up by 16, Gala is up 9%. At the moment, but you can see here, we've just got to bear in mind on Friday we got a nice $336 million worth of Bitcoin being bought up by BlackRock. And obviously, like I said earlier in the video, that people are going to be trying to front run BlackRock and expecting that more buys are going to happen, and that is going to be pushing up. You can see here, Bitcoin ETF circumvention flows, it's just been on the rise. Bitcoin ETF total accumulation has just been absolutely on a parabolic move. They just keep on buying and buying and buying. And this is what we're all expecting. People said, ETF comes, it sell the news. It wasn't. And do you know what I've noticed on the charts as well? The $48,000 mark was the hardest bit to get through. But getting through all-time high, it's not been taking this long at all. It took ages for 48. We're bouncing to and fro. But hitting this all-time high, we just smashed through it. We smashed through it. It's sitting now at 71,676 currently. The fear and greed at the moment is at 82. I thought that might be a little bit higher towards the 90s, but not yet. But I think what will happen is as we're getting higher and higher, I think more fear will come in a little bit more greed will come in because people want to go up. And that's when we might get, like Willie Woo said, we might get that area of consolidation. We get that area of consolidation and then we'll start to move up to the upside. Because don't forget also, we're not far from that Bitcoin halving. We're 37 days and 21 hours away. We were only 5,805 blocks away now. So, you know, we're very, very close to that Bitcoin halving. And we also got to bear in mind what happens when we get to that Bitcoin halving is that we will start to end up, because obviously the supply gets cut in half. We know the demand's there and retail are coming back as well, and the institutions are FOMOing in that we're going to get those big moves to the upside potentially as well. But like I said, you just got to be aware. If you're a short-term trader, you just got to be careful of those liquidity grabs that will happen as we get moves up. We'll get liquidity to the downside and then push back up. So you just got to bear that in mind. And don't forget, like I said, consolidation is on its way. So without further ado, let's just check out, see how Crypto.com and Cronos is doing at the moment. Right, CRO. At any point in time, I can really see CRO making a move up. And like I said, I've said it in many videos before, my price target is getting to that $1, $1.50, $2. I know a lot of people are saying $2.70, and I tell you what, it's not impossible. Because why I know it's not impossible, because I can remember when I bought I bought Cronos in the previous bear market in 2020, when we had that major crash in 2020, and then we went parabolic up from there. I bought Cardano at 7 cents. It went all the way up to $3.10. So if people say it's nowhere near, it's not ever going to get to $2.70 or $2.50, you ignore that, because if I took people's advice on that, I would never have made my money when Cardano went up to $3.10. It went all the way up from 7 cents. Below that, actually, I got in rather later, and that was 77 cents, and it went up to $3.10. So in my eyes, I could see CRO could easily get to $2.70. I really do think that. And if naysayers say that, well, it's up to them. They can stay at the side if they want. But for me, I've been accumulating throughout this bear market, and now I'm starting to see these fruits of CRO making moves. And we can see here currently at the moment, we're sort of up by 1.2%. We're sort of volumes down gradually, because don't forget, we've been in the weekend, and obviously what you tend to find is liquidity is a lot lower. But obviously what's been happening as well is we've got Bitcoin making that big move as well. So the liquidity is being sucked out some of the alts at the moment and into Bitcoin. But don't worry about that. That liquidity will come back, and we can see CRO at the moment. We're just a ascending wedge coming up here. Basically, over the weekend, we've been sort of in this negative on the smart trail, but now the smart trail is changing to the blue, and it's to the upside. And we're getting this strong buy order on the hourly for the push up. So at the moment, we're coming towards the end of that ascending wedge, and we're basically looking to potentially, could well break out to the upside on this. So we could end up going sort of like that, because like I said, the liquidity at the moment is sort of been sucked out from a lot of the alts. There's alts obviously been making some big moves, but at the moment, CRO is just coming to that point of decision of where do we go from there? Do we push up to the upside? Do the bulls get in full control? We'll find out at some point, because obviously that liquidity is in Bitcoin at the moment. But it's showing a lot clearer on this 4 hourly. This smart trail is so beautiful. CRO is just following this smart trail, just bouncing off it and moving up gradually, moving up and moving up and moving up. And that's what's happening now. And like I said, this is on the 4 hourly now. We've got a strong signal. And you can clearly see here, we're starting to come out of this rising wedge to the upside. And like I said, when Bitcoin calms down and consolidates and the dominance starts to trickle down a bit, expect that money flow to come in. And that is when we're going to start to see these altcoins start to make some bigger moves. Because at the moment, we have not had alt season. Alt season is just around the corner. And when it does happen, it's going to be explosive. So looking on the daily, again, we've got that buy signal at the bottom there. And basically that smart trail's pushing us up. We're coming up to that resistance here around about 18. We're coming up to, we wicked into around about 18 pence. Now, basically we come back down, and now we're starting to rise back up and start to retest that area of resistance. Now, if we can manage to break through this resistance here, CRO, obviously, if Bitcoin makes moves to the upside, and then starts consolidating, and that liquidity drops in, we're going to push straight through this. And my main area actually of major resistance here is that 23 to 27 pence mark. And I said it in previous videos, we break that and we're heading straight up to that 50 pence mark. And it's going to come, I really do feel it's going to come quicker, sooner, or should I say sooner rather than later. And we could see that with Bitcoin. We could see Bitcoin just consolidate, and then just like that, bang, straight up. Came from 65, we had a wick down to 65 and straight up. It's not going to take long. Once CRO starts to really start to move again, we're going to make some big moves. And people are saying CRO hasn't done nothing. You know, like I said, I've been accumulating down there, and I've been accumulating as we're coming sort of down this way as well. We've made some big moves. We've made a lot of moves, and we can see here, if I get the measurement here, from when I was buying some there, we're about 250, about 250, 250% up from the lows of the bear market, and we've pushed straight up. So obviously, looking mega bullish in my eyes. I really do think next target is that 23 to 27 pence mark, and it's going to come. It really is going to come sooner or later, because we can see here, like Chris has said, when hitting 70,000 for Bitcoin gets boring, that's exactly when he starts going further. And he is correct. He's been correct on a lot of things, and he's right on here. We've broken through that 71,000 Bitcoin. And like I said, it's not going to take long for CRO to break this resistance here, this 18, 19 pence mark, make our way up to that 23 to 27 pence mark. It really isn't. And when you start to see things like this, they've retweeted, I don't think they've retweeted, it's a new tweet that's come out again regarding about the Apple welcome pack. So like I said, don't forget this Apple welcome pack. Jade Green Royal Indigo gets an iPhone 5, Icy White Rose Gold gets a MacBook Pro and more. Why did I not get this when I got my car? So Well, mind you, I'm not an Apple person, but there we go. It's not bad at all. And you got offers 23 days left to go. So if you want to get one of these cards, it's worth getting it because you can get one of these iPhone 15s or a golden Mac, you get a MacBook Pro and more. And Obsidian, you get the whole package, basically. You get the whole, and don't forget, people asking, well, what happens after the Obsidian, which costs about $250,000 or something like that to get that card. And then we're getting to that Prime card, which is coming out, which more information, as we call it's coming through on that. But when you get things like this, mega bullish again, mega bullish. And not forgetting also, with potential news could come at any point regarding Hong Kong and getting the exchange, crypto.com and the exchange there. And also, don't forget, at any point we could find out crypto.com is back in the US on the exchange again. It's not going to take long, you know, to us to make some of those big moves to the upside. So always keep an eye out on crypto.com and seeing what the news is, because as soon as we get some positive news come through any of these or any kind of news development on a positive front, we're going to be moving up quite quick, because obviously retail are coming in, and who are retail seeing at the moment? They're seeing crypto.com. And why are they seeing crypto.com? Because the F1, the UFC, it's all out there. We've got the crypto.com arena as well. There's lots of features, and like I said, with that F1, there's a lot of viewers are going to be see crypto.com and checking that out, and retail are going to be flooding in. And it's not going long till we get that 100 million mark for crypto.com users. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. And when you get the CRO being bullish like this, you know, you know where it's going to go. And like I said, but you just always got to be mindful as well. And I'll say it in every video, and I'll say it in this video as well. You do not know where the top is in the bull market. If anybody tells you they know where the top is, they're talking out the hat. It's just like people were saying in the bear market. What, Bitcoin was at $15,000. Well, no, we're going down to that 10,000, 5,000. We could even go lower than that. And what happened? Completely wrong. And what happens is as we started to move up, the bull market started from $15,000 and we started going up and up and up and up. So if you like this kind of video, give us a like and give us a thumbs up. It's always much appreciated. All your support is always appreciated as well. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Peace.